Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey DeClerck, and this is my individual Capstone project recording, where we get to, in 15 minutes, try to summarize a double-digit paper while not trying to be way too nervous for this. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope everyone had a great job and did well with this as well. Just to give a little history on my company that I work for, it's FedEx. Was founded by former CEO and current chairman of the board, Frederick Smith. It dates back all the way to April 17, 1973, when it was called Federal Express. On its very first night, there was 14 planes that were sent out to deliver 186 packages to 25 cities. The company was rebranded in 1994 to what everyone knows as now FedEx and has six SBUs underneath this, or you could say subsidiaries, where these are FedEx Logistics, Express, Freight, Office, Surfaces, and Ground. What's really neat about this, though, is that all six help each other out or are related at some point where they've been able to grow with the other success or also use the other supply chain or drivers or anything like that. So it is kind of interconnected as well, but they're also separate in their own entities with their own staff, their own CEOs, presidents, and stuff, and et cetera, et cetera. A little background about me being at FedEx. I've been with the company since 2017. I, like a lot of other managers and anyone who's grown in the company, we've all started as package handlers. That's a really great thing about this company. I started as an operations manager, and I'm currently the operations safety specialist for the overnight and sunrise sorts. Just a little context, I handle all the safety aspects for all sorts and educate and promote safety to all of our employees. I engage with package handlers and hold safety events to help promote safety topics and any recent concerns from injury. I also get to handle all medical injuries, their investigations, and speak with workmen's compensation company, Cedric, and handle any claims and just try to guide employees back from our temporary workers return program in 90 days to back to being fully healed and healthy and back to their regular job titles. This position here has gotten me to be access in very important senior manager meetings in our building, which has helped me gain more knowledge about our company and what is currently going on in the state of our the business market globally and domestically. And I'll be talking about this a little bit more in detail as well. All right. Can't talk about FedEx without talking about these two companies, which is definitely considered our two biggest competitors domestically. All right. Amazon, everyone knows about it. Amazon has been growing its ability to do its own shipping and delivery. FedEx once actually had $1 billion contract to ship Amazon packages years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, but that contract was not leading to revenue. Their discounted rate and their sheer volume wasn't really that 1 million that $1 billion wasn't really helping us net any profit with the costs of it. UPS offers many of the same services as FedEx, and for the time being is also helping Amazon with its shipping for now. I see Amazon wanting to be able to grow its network. That's going to take a little bit more years to be able to handle everything on its own. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Between the three, we follow each other prices and services as best as possible. You're going to see if one does one, the other one's going to do the other one, or vice versa. Such as when Amazon a few years ago went to 7 day shipping and delivering, so does FedEx did it 2 weeks later, and then 3 weeks later, UPS announced the same thing. And if we have a policy for FedEx, if Amazon's able to ship there, we're going to do the same and do our best to be on time, just like Amazon and UPS. Driving force for the three of us are the demands of the market and the consumer expectations, where we all agree to meet a certain date, a time, and deliver that good in a well condition where it's acceptable for the customer. Without the customer, there would be no FedEx or UPS and no Amazon. So we are kind of at the demand of them. It's kind of key to know that if there's no demand from the customer, our business will hurt. We are simple. We literally move boxes in hubs and stations, get them in the trucks, and provide wonderful service. I also want to start talking about the growth of us, the acquisitions and everything that's also led to our success, which I think is very key in our strategic planning. Has been the acquisitions has been the most used and best way FedEx has grown over the past couple of decades. And this is include domestic such as buying the Cavalier system, which it used to be many other shipping companies, which one was RPS, which used to be where our hub is. We bought RPS and we actually bought the hub from RPS, and that's where we ship out of Connecticut right now. In 2020, FedEx developed a strategic partnership with Walmart and is the company that directly ships and delivers their online purchases. This was very important for us. They're a huge customer. They are one of our biggest purchases right there, that our partnership right there. This has helped grow FedEx revenue and customer base. Many other important companies that we cannot forget about is Chewy, the exporting goods. We have many other companies just like that that we have a contract with to provide their service of delivering and shipping. And we're able to do this, and they want us because of our decade services and our logistics and our competitive advantages that we have developed, our name brand that we hold true, the Purple Promise, that is not just a fake model. We literally try to strive and make sure every package gets to where they are. But I have a couple things that kind of is this growth too much? Is that even a thing? I only mention that because now, while everyone thinks growing and growing and growing is great, we've actually hit a lull during after the pandemic, and our volume has dipped. And we're going to go into that in greater detail in the next slide. Our current situation, what's talked about in the paper and this project, this Capstone project, recession. Question mark, are we in it? As a business person, we all hate to say that word. As someone who relies on the economy for shipping, purchasing, for people to be buying things, it's tough to be in this business right now. So even more important is our on-time service and doing it well. Scaling. We've been on the all hubs, all stations. We've been on a tight niche for labor, costs, and everything. Scaling when we need to. Try to hit up appropriate metrics when it comes to total labor hours. And if this has affected all three companies as well. I know everyone who watches business before Christmas heard on the news, on any business news, that Amazon stock dipped and their numbers for Christmas was lower than expected than previous years, and even expected what they were thinking as well. Are these cutbacks even enough? We've announced cutbacks several times. What else should be done? Do we need to do more scaling? Do we need to maybe start closing things down? Do we maybe need to look at what businesses out of our six things that are not necessarily making us money? I believe that this needs to make strategic sense, and also we also have a great, let's say, background of also making sure we still take care of our people and try to find them jobs elsewhere if need be. Let's talk about a little bit about the financials. Of course, financials, money, very important for businesses. From last year to this fiscal year second quarter, FedEx Express operated at a 64% downswing, while at the same time, both ground and freight had positive gains. All divisions are performing extraordinary cost-cutting measures, but I hear that, but then you still kind of think, oh, my ground, or I work for FedEx Ground, people who work for FedEx Freight might be thinking, we're doing all these cost cutting, but we're still in positive gains. We're still helping the company make money. Yet FedEx Express is not helping us at all. Is it strategically, does it make sense to maybe give up on FedEx Express? I know it's kind of hard to say because that uses the planes and that's what we first used to ship, but the cost of shipping express is very, very expensive. Is that really necessary? Are people willing to pay for that? I'm not so sure about that because it's really, 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 really expensive, and people don't want to pay for that unless it's necessary. No one wants to pay a huge amount to have ICs, really big objects, big packages, heavy, really shipped express. So that's really kind of in a nutshell about the Capstone project I talked about that I submitted already. It's more important to know that we are doing our best to still be profitable because we have an obligation to our shareholders, right? But one more important thing is, though, we need to make sure that we are taking care of our people. We care about our people's safety, their well-being, but our package handlers and everyone else like me also need to know that we need to take care of business and be making money so we could continue to stay be in money. But it comes to time when we might have to make some tough choices to even shut down more hubs or stations, shut down a hub, shut down stations to consolidate, move people, offer them jobs elsewhere. Because even though we're going to be paying labor for them to go somewhere else, we can save huge money on rent, electricity, insurances, insurance costs, and things like that. Granted, we all hope we can stem through this economic tide and get back to where people are buying more goods, the economy is growing domestically and globally. But in the meantime, times are lean right now, and we all just have to keep our head up. But there is some tough choices that I think my company needs to make for the better of everyone as well, not just to think about the staff of one or the head people who are in that division that their jobs. All right. We got to worry about everyone else's job in our FedEx brand. And that is where the bite comes through my capstone, where we're going to have to make some tough choices if things don't stem the tide and get better. All right. I want to say thank you all so very much for listening to me. I hope this was good enough. Really wasn't quite sure and was really nervous during it. But I just want to say thank you all. It's been a pleasure being in this class with everyone. I wish everyone well with this assignment and also for your future classes and your future endeavors after graduation. Thank you so very much.